What's up guys, Wildman here, and in this video we're going to be taking a look at the Marvel Legends Avengers Endgame Hulk Build-A-Figure. And here we have the Hulk figure all put together. Now this figure looks amazing. Definitely the best Hulk we have gotten from Hasbro by far. The only real thing that bothers me about this figure is that we didn't get any extra hands. All we get is the hands you see on the figure here. It would have been nice to get 2 fists and 2 open hands. But it does come with one accessory, which is this alternate head. The alternate head does have a completely different expression, which is nice. Even though we didn't get extra hands with this figure, I'm definitely glad we got an extra head. Overall, the sculpting on this figure I think is really great. I think that head sculpt definitely looks like Mark Ruffalo as the Hulk. Definitely the best Hasbro has done by far for a head sculpt for the Mark Ruffalo Hulk. You get the nice new face printing tech. Nicely painted eyes, lips, eyebrows. You get the gray hair on the sides of the head. Very happy with this head sculpt. The rest of the body is sculpted just as well. The hair on the chest is painted, it's not sculpted, but it still does look very good and actually has a really nice effect for just being painted on there. This lower piece is actually a floating rubber shell that's over a joint, which I think is very strange, especially for Hasbro. I don't really know what function it serves, but it does leave just a little gap right around the waist, but it's not too big of a deal. The pants, sculpted really nice. I think they're a little too glossy. They should be sort of a more matte color, but the sculpt on them is nice, especially when you get down to the knees and the lower legs on this figure. I think Hasbro did a fantastic job sculpting these ripped pants. I am very happy how that turned out. The back of the figure is sculpted just as good as the front. Could use a little bit more shading, but the muscle sculpt is really good. Again, the pants are nicely sculpted. I wish they weren't such a glossy color, but that's fine. The joints are nice and hidden. And then the sculpt for the torn pants goes all the way around to the back, which is always nice to see. This is what the figure looks from the side. He doesn't have that hunched back anymore, which I really like. Stands straight up. And overall, it looks good. Now, for articulation, the head is on a ball joint. He can look up about that far. He can look down a fair amount, can tilt side to side a little bit, get more expression in the figure, which is nice. And it can swivel 360 degrees. His shoulders are on a hinge. They can go up about that far. Can swivel all the way around. You have a bicep swivel, double jointed elbows that go in really far. His wrist can swivel and can bend that far out and that far in. His upper torso is on a ball joint. He can crunch forward a good amount. Can lean back quite a lot. That's nice. The upper torso can swivel and can tilt very far to each side, which again is very nice. Then you have a cut here at the lower waist, which allows the whole torso to swivel 360 degrees. Definitely nice to have both these joints, especially when they both function properly as they should. The legs are on ball joints, which can bend out really far. He can kick kind of high, can barely go back at all, which doesn't matter. You do have a thigh swivel, double jointed knees, double jointed knees. You have a hinge at the foot that allows it to go back that far. Not too far forward, but that's fine. And then you do have the very nice ankle pivot. Now for size comparisons, here he is next to your average sized Marvel Legends figure, which in this case is Multiple Man. And I think this Hulk scales very well with Marvel Legends, as it should. Next up, here he is compared to Cole Obsidian. And again, I think this scale is great. Although I do think Cole Obsidian should be a lot bigger than he already is, because in the movie he is way bigger than Thanos, and he's almost as tall as the Hulkbuster, and the Hulkbuster is a lot taller than the Hulk. But I still do like this scale. Cole Obsidian is still a little bit taller, and he definitely is a lot wider. So these two do go together nice. Again, from the side, Cole Obsidian is taller. Not as much as I thought he was, but he is still taller. And he is definitely a lot wider and a lot more bulky. Here he is compared to the SH Figuarts Infinity War Iron Man Mark 50. And this scale, again, I think works very well. So if you want a good looking Hulk figure for your SH Figuarts display, you can fudge this in and it will look perfectly fine. It'll actually look really good. And then here he is compared to the SH Figuarts Avengers Endgame Thanos. I think this scale is fine. I do think Hulk is a little bit too big. Hulk is taller than Thanos, but I think this is a little bit too tall. As you know, SH Figuarts does scale their figures a little bit shorter. The Marvel Legends Avengers Endgame Armored Thanos is a little bit taller than this figure. I think he comes up to about there. And that scales almost perfectly with this Hulk. Now looking at it from the side, I don't really think this Hulk scales well with that Thanos. He's definitely a little bit too big. And last but not least, here he is compared to the SH Figuarts Avengers Infinity War Hulk. And I know a lot of collectors want to know how this new Avengers Endgame Hulk compares to the old SH Figuarts Infinity War figure. And the Hasbro one actually does look really good. The head sculpt on the Hasbro one definitely looks more like Mark Ruffalo. The hair on the chest is nice. You don't get that on the SH Figuarts figure. The pants on the Hasbro figure are definitely by far sculpted way better than the pants on this one. You do get a couple tears in the pants here and there, but at the lower end of the pants, it's pretty much just a straight line going all the way around. Then again, you can and can't really compare the two looks of these two figures. This SH Figuarts Hulk is his look at the end of Thor Ragnarok and the beginning of Avengers Infinity War, where in those two movies he is technically still the Savage Hulk, whereas in Avengers Endgame, he is technically Professor Hulk now. And the looks and the CGI in each movie did look quite different. In Avengers Endgame, the Hulk looked a lot more like Mark Ruffalo. So they are technically two different Hulks. They're the same Hulk, but they're kind of two different Hulks. Now, even with all that being said, this SH Figuarts Hulk figure is still the better figure by far. It's an import. You get what you pay for. The engineering on the figure is way more complex than the Hasbro one. It does have a lot of paint shading. It is missing the hair on the chest, but it does have a lot of paint shading around it. It comes with multiple hands and multiple heads. This Hulk figure is still great. Definitely the best Hulk figure Hasbro has made by far. The proportions are great. The sculpting is great. It looks like Mark Ruffalo as the Hulk. The paint, as little as there is, is nice, especially the hair on the chest. And like I said, the proportions are great. His arms can go all the way down to the sides, which has yet to be able to be done in any Hulk figure until now, at least from Hasbro. This is amazing. You're not getting this articulation out of this Hulk, or really any Hasbro figure, at least right now. Again, the engineering on this figure is way more complex. That's what you get out of imports, so that's why they cost as much as they do. This SH Figuarts Infinity War Hulk is still the best 1/12 Hulk figure, by far. But this new Hasbro Hulk is definitely a very nice Hulk. If you don't want to spend $80 to $90 on this Figuarts Hulk, this is still a fantastic Hulk from Hasbro. If you want this Hulk figure, I'll leave links down in the description below on where to buy it, along with links to my social media account, where I'll be posting a bunch more pictures of this figure, along with other figures that I review on this channel. If you guys enjoyed this video, hit the like button. If you want more content, subscribe down below. Hit the bell icon to get notifications on when I post new videos. Thanks again, guys, for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.